Hi, Stephen. In your deep dive report on the global tech supply chain, you mentioned that the advanced chip making capacity is prime for diversification away from Taiwan. Can you explain and provide some numbers?
Yes, thanks, John. I think in terms of the semiconductor capacity, we're really focusing on what we call leading edge process, which means the process nodes of 5 nanometer and below. Taiwan has been the leader in this space, contributing to almost 61% of global leading edge chip capacity in 2023. South Korea comes in second with a share of about 21%. The US is ranked number 3, 17%, and then the Europe is only 1%. Now, because of the geopolitical considerations, both the US and Europe are eager to expand their domestic chip capacity by offering substantial subsidies. Based on the capex plans announced so far, we expect the leading edge capacity in the US will be about 6 times bigger in the next 10 years. And in Europe, because of this much smaller base, it will be about 30 times bigger. So as a result, we expect a combined share of the US and Europe's leading edge capacity will actually reach 44% in 2032, surging from 18% in 2023. Meanwhile, Taiwan may get squeezed, the share falling from 61% to 45% in the next decade. So we expect the US and Europe could catch up with Taiwan in the advanced chip making in the coming decade.
Where do you see China's role given the US ban on equipment such as cutting edge nodes?
Obviously, China is under major pressure in expanding its advanced chip capacity, but the country still maintains a leading position in the mature chips, which are about the processing nodes of 28 nanometer and above. As of 2023, China contributes to nearly 29% of global capacity in mature nodes, and we expect its share will rise to 34% in the next decade. This is assuming that the Chinese chip makers will prioritize the expansion of mature nodes capacity, a focus that may be somewhat neglected in other countries. The demand for mature nodes could remain robust in the next decade, given the accelerating adoptions of mature chips in some promising applications, such as electric vehicles and industrial automation. Besides semiconductors, China is also an important supplier of many non-chip components, such as mechanical parts, printed circuit boards, LCD panels, batteries, etc. So we expect China's strengths in the mature technologies should secure its position in global supply chain.
And what about the electronic manufacturing services sector? Are companies diversifying away from China and which regions are benefiting?
Yes, for the EMS companies such as Foxconn, they have little choice but to build extra capacities beyond mainland China to cope with the geopolitical pressure. The strategy is also known as China Plus One. If we use the EMS company's fixed assets as a proxy for capacity exposure, in 2018, about 65% of the global EMS sector's fixed assets were located in mainland China. By 2022, this percentage had dropped to 53%, and we expect a steady decline in the coming years, which could eventually reach 38% in 2032, given the consistent capacity builds outside China. The Southeast Asia and India could benefit substantially from the trend of China Plus One, given their competitive cost, financial incentives offered by local governments, and the geopolitical proximity to mainland China. We expect the EMS sector's fixed asset exposure in both Southeast Asia and India to increase from 15% in 2022 to 28% in 2032, almost double in 10 years. So currently, the new capacity in those regions still rely on the component imported from China. But once the local component supply chains become available, the pace of capacity migration could be even faster in the long term.
Thanks, Stephen, for your time and insights.